revisiting my dreams with the king.
Yo, good people. Welcome again to another episode of The Ride, a journey towards your dreams. I'm your host, Johnny King III, a.k.a. Still Chill Leroy, and this is the Revisit Your Dreams podcast show, exclusively on the Revisit Your Dreams channel right here at youtube.com. Like always, I have a very special guest and a very special episode to present to you today. But as always, I want to remind you what we're doing here at Revisit Your Dreams. Here at Revisit Your Dreams, we provide inspiration, motivation, encouragement. We explore real life stories of trial, error, and success, and maybe even provide a few laughs along the way. This is season 4 of the podcast. Season 4 is titled Artisans. This season, we are celebrating and highlighting artists of many different varieties, and today's guest is no different. My very special guest today is a prolific actress with over 50 acting credits to her name. She has appeared in film, on TV, on stage, in studios, and even in corporate training videos. She has starred in roles for TV One's Fatal Attraction and Snapped Docuseries. Her innate ability to cry on command has been the crown mark of her illustrious acting resume. As a collegiate athlete, raised right here in Nashville, Tennessee, she ran track on an athletic scholarship from Tennessee State University and still maintains her passion for running and exercise to this day. She is an emerging talent, a professional actor, registered with IMDb International Movie Database, and her acting credentials are very lengthy. So we'll just go ahead and stop right here. Please welcome to the show, making her first appearance on The Ride, actress, producer, writer, performer, the one and only Monica Hyde-Collins. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Johnny. It's a joy. It's a great joy and an honor to be a part of this show.
Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. I'm sure audience will get something out of it. The viewing audience, remind you to go ahead and subscribe to this channel because we provide lots of inspiration. This guest definitely is going to also provide some inspiration, I'm certain, by her experiences and her answers to some of these questions. I'm looking forward to this interview. I like to start off every episode by reminding the audience how I know each guest. The last few guests that I've interviewed are individuals that I have yet to personally meet face to face. However, we've had a number of communications over the years. Her and I have been following each other on social media for about 5 or 6 years. We do have some mutual acquaintances. One of them was my previous guest a few weeks ago, Just One Thomas. We'll get into that relationship a little bit more. So that's the main link between her and I is Just One Thomas. But Monica, do you have any feedback on how we know each other up to this point?
I believe you pretty much summed it up through Just One Thomas. There was a music video that he invited me to be a part of, and I can't remember the name. I've done so many things. I can't remember the name of it, but he wanted me to be a part of that music video, and it was real nice. It was really it was really I don't know how to say it. Like I felt like a star, a beginning star.
Yeah.
And for someone to invite me to be in a music video, others have invited me to be in their music videos, like on the spur of the moment. And so, what an honor. What an honor. I love music. I love entertainment. I've just have loved it ever since I can remember, as being as young as 3, 4, 5 years old.
Yeah, I definitely could tell you love music when we follow each other on Instagram, and in your stories a lot, you're posting a lot of songs, a lot of music.
Yes.
It's almost like, hey, I'm feeling this song, I'm posting it today. So I go to your stories, it'd be 3 or 4 songs in a row posted. Like she be on that music, bro. Music curation.
That is me. That is me. That is
All
so
right,
me.
Monica, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, off top. We originally scheduled this recording a little while ago,
Right.
but you reached out to me on the morning, and you had to reschedule, a one of these attempts at this recording because of and you got an invite for an audition, if I'm not
Right.
mistaken. Tell
Right.
us about a little bit about that audition. How did it go? And are there any more auditions in the near future for you?
Well, that particular audition, I did not get that role, but they kept me in for another role.
See how
And
it go.
we we start filming. Well, they've already started filming. My call time is actually this coming Sunday,
Awesome.
4 p.m. And it's just a one-liner for me, but that's okay. This will be my first film in Atlanta,
Okay.
Georgia, which is the reason I came here for that. There were colleagues in the film industry who were telling me from Atlanta that I needed to move here. So I came, and that's why I'm here. Um, so that movie is titled Love Never Fails. And so I'm playing one of the, I don't even want to talk about it, but anyway, it's called Love Never Fails, and I'm looking forward to the role that I'll be playing. And I have another role in that film next week on Wednesday.
That's
So,
awesome.
in addition to that, I have also been selected for a play, a stage play that I will be in. That will definitely be my first stage play in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to this one because it has a lot of dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
And the director the writer and director of it, she and I met through the movie The Light. That movie was filmed in Nashville. And
That
guess
was the
what?
movie you were in, The Light.
The Light.
Okay.
That was filmed in Nashville. When I met her on set during my call time, her name is Shonda Lou. When I met her, she's done some work for Tyler Perry, I believe. Um, she said, "Who are you? Who is where do you live?" I told her, I said, "I live here in Nashville." At the time, I was like, "I live here in Nashville, Tennessee." She said, "You need to come to Atlanta, Georgia. You need to move your career there." So I did a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
like the third week of April last year, and I've been here ever since. So it's picking up, and I'm excited.
Those are amazing opportunities. It sounds like, Monica, that you've had,
Hmm.
and to be able to go on a audition for a film and then also get now a stage role, and those two being your first of each type in Atlanta. Atlanta, we
Hmm.
know, as some of you may not know, but Atlanta is a movie hub now, just like Hollywood is,
Yes.
because mainly because of Tyler Perry and what he's done with the studios, and the 300 plus acres of land, or I don't know, however much it was that he purchased and turned it into a film set, film studios. So that is amazing, because I know that's a good start for you in Atlanta. It has its own culture and its own base of people to pull from, and you're now being ingrained into that. So that's awesome. I had a little bit of a similar experience myself when I did live in Atlanta, in Duluth. I also auditioned for a few roles. I was in Tyler Perry's movie Medea Goes to Jail as an extra, and so I was like just standing at the bottom of the courthouse steps when they were the protest scene, like right in front of the barricade, and everybody had the
Right,
signs
right.
and stuff. I had the exclamation mark. It was MADEA exclamation point. And I had the exclamation point.
I got you.
So I relate, and congratulations on earning those roles. That's awesome.
Right.
I also had an opportunity. I earned a role too. I went to an audition for a stage play, and I actually got the role. It was called, I can't remember. It was called It was called The Preacher something. It
Oh,
was this was this was so long ago. It was almost 20 years ago now. So it's been a
Wow.
while. It was like 2006, 2007, somewhere around there, maybe 2008. So the reason why I don't remember is because I got the role, and 2 weeks before the play, I got into some legal trouble. That's a wrap. So I don't even remember what happened after that, man. My life changed significantly after that.
I'm sure. There's a lot of things, I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of roles, things I've been in. I can't remember, or I have not even seen them.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, your resume is, like I said, I told y'all she got over 50 acting credits to her name. She sent me her resume, and I'm like,
yeah,
I just kept reading,
exactly.
kept reading, kept
Yeah.
reading. It's extensive.
And
So
so I
I'm happy
have,
for you.
thank you. I have one through my IMDb membership. I was invited to audition for a lead role in Thorns and Other Soft Surfaces. We were supposed to film that here in Atlanta last year, but it hasn't happened yet. So I think it's just on hold because it's still credited and listed in IMDb. I'm just waiting.
Yeah. Okay.
A
Yeah, we're
lot
gonna
of
keep our
you all don't know what IMDb is, the International Movie Database.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go to imdb.com, you'll be able to, when you go to that site, you can see all the movies, all the actors and directors and writers.
Mm-hmm.
Like it lists every detail pretty much about the movie, even shows trailers of the movies and descriptions and all
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff. So that's how you know somebody legit. If you can go and find them on IMDb, then they've been in this, at least one thing of some significance. I'm not on
Exactly.
IMDb for that little part I had in Tyler Perry movie. I ain't on it. I thought I was gonna make it, but I ain't. All right, Monica. So let's talk about that. Your acting profile is registered with IMDb, and one
Mm-hmm.
of the films that you played a part in was directed by fellow TSU Tiger Howard Bell, called
Yes.
Keys.
Yeah.
In a bit of irony, narrowing down the degrees of separation between two, we already discussed it. Um, I too went to TSU with Howard Bell. I remember him in the dorms as freshmen. And to see him doing his thing, man, is amazing. Also in that movie was actor Just One Thomas, who we just mentioned. He's
Yeah, and
rapper,
that's
just
where
released a new album. I was on the same floor with Just One Thomas too. So this is, we talking almost 40 years ago, and now I'm talking to Monica Hyde, who played a significant role in the movie Keys with Howard Bell, with Just One
mm-hmm.
Thomas. Now I'm interviewing Monica, but I've been knowing Howard Bell and Just One Thomas since 1992. So it's
Wow.
kind of some crazy degrees of separation, but it shows the power of networking and keeping in touch with your people and expanding upon that network. But talk about working on a project like that, where despite maybe not having an extensive budget, there appears to be some natural synergy there between like minds and people who kind of know each other. Talk about working on a movie in that kind of setting and environment.
It's how do I say it? It's really it's like a ladder or a level of experience or your love and your joy in acting. Um, I was called upon another last minute. Monica, are you available this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Let me check my calendar. Yes, I'm available. What's going on? I need to know if you really are available. Yes, I'm available. So someone's going to call you as a film director, going to call you. If not, they'll send you some information and tell you where to meet. This was in 2019. I showed up. I did not know what I was walking into. It was at a recording studio on Elm Hill Pike in Nashville, Tennessee. There were a huge number of people there, and it was called the Nashville 48-Hour Film Project. And that's something that happens nationwide, coast to coast, north, south, east,
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing. I didn't know anybody except for the one person who called me, and his name is I can't even think of his name right now. He and I showed up. He invited some others to join. No one else came. So for that team, we were like in Group B. There were sheets on the wall. There was a wheel to spin. I just showed up. So the director shows up, kind of explained a little. You have 48 hours to put this film project together. It has to have a line that everybody's going to use. And there was 4 groups, A, B, C, and D. And we were in Group B. After talking to that young man, Lucas Hams was his name. Lucas, is that it? Yeah, something like that. Lucas, I believe his name. Anyway, he said, after meeting you, I'm just going to give you the lead role. And it was titled The Lift. This was on a Friday evening. Mm-hmm. I did not get the script until call time in hand, 9:30 a.m. on that Saturday. Mm-hmm. And it's a short film. It's like 5 minutes. So I did what they told me to do. And Lucas was like really giving me some good, trust me, when we went to the next scene, like pretty much quickly.
Yeah.
Evidently, I was doing what needed to be done. Mm-hmm. So they submitted it off to some SAG members and people, because this was some acting students at a film school that's no longer in Metro Center of Nashville, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. I forgot the name of it. So we did it. They got it all done and everything. They asked me if I was afraid of heights, and I lied and said no.
When keeping it real goes wrong. I'm a drink some.
So we went to, they put me on a scissor lift. So I'm on a scissor lift, and I'm up above the house, up there with the trees and whatnot, smoking a cigarette and giggling. He loved my giggling so much that he wanted to keep it in there. And we edited by me looking at me giggling, and I just giggled and he put it in there. I said, "That's it?" He said, "Yeah, that's." He said, I said, "You don't need me to do it again?" He said, No, you're fine. So we go for the red carpet premiere of all these films. Everybody's watching and whatnot. And when everything was over, we stepped outside. People were walking up to me, shaking my hand. "You did a great job of this, job of that." We were nominated Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Use of Line, all those things. And I won the Best Actress Award. And when I got to the podium and told them, I said, "This is the first time I've ever did." You should have heard the audience. They were like, wow. Just amazing. Now, one thing you'll know about me is that I'm very shy. Always have been. And I've always kind of downplayed my ability to act. I love singing. I love dancing. I was a half-timer once upon a time. I sang in the church. Yep. And I was only allowed to do that my senior year because I ran track and I was a track star. So that's what got me to Tennessee State University on a track scholarship. But anyway, I had no idea that it sounded good. I always kind of just put myself down, like my self-esteem wasn't where it should have been. Mm-hmm. As a child, as a teenager, I was asked about acting and modeling, and I didn't like the way I looked because my dad was light-skinned, my mom was dark-skinned, and I thought dark skin was, mm-hmm. You know how we kind of downplay ourselves. So people hear me sing, like I can go to a church, I'm at the church, I'm singing the music along. the choir directors or choir members would come out and ask me to come and sing. And so I ended up walking out of the rehearsals. Here, you're going to lead this song. You talk about somebody nervous as can be. But since I started professionally acting and stage, it doesn't bother me anymore. I love it.
You can get on stage and just start singing on command if you had to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you to
I don't
sing,
want to.
but
No,
I'm
no,
not going to
no,
ask
no,
you to
no.
sing. I just wondering if that's how you feel when you say you love it. Now it's like you
I
don't have a
love
problem
singing.
with doing that. That's
And
awesome.
I've been singing Peebo Bryson all day.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
Rest his soul.
Oh, I grew
One
up
of the
listening.
greats.
Man,
Absolutely.
he must have
one of
had
the
a
greats.
massive stroke for it to just take him out within days. So,
Yeah. Hate to hear that, but yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Peebo Bryson is one of those figures in the music world,
His
in the black
voice.
culture that, if you're um 30 years old or older, you know who Peebo Bryson is. Maybe you might only know him because of your parents, but you know who Peebo Bryson is. And
A whole new world.
some of us grew up listening to Peebo Bryson, mainly because our parents grew up listening to him, but
Mm-hmm.
some of us grew up with him too. After fall in love with Peebo Bryson and start listening to his music afterward, and get familiar with it
Oh,
as a as an adult, man. Rest his soul.
phenomenal voice. Phenomenal
Yes.
voice. I mean, just a beautiful voice.
So you've also appeared in several docuseries, such as TV One's Fatal Attraction and Snap.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, like those are the series where they tell about somebody's real life, and you got actors on the screen actually acting out what happened. Yeah, she's one of them ones.
Yes.
Many people have watched and seen these style of docudramas, as they're sometimes called. Talk about what it's like to be an actress in a role that requires of you to be able to help reenact someone else's real lived experience, which is sometimes painful, in order to accurately tell their story. What is that like?
It's rather easy. It's a lot of times you don't get the full information of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's out of protection for the victims or whatever the case.
Okay.
So they just kind of give you some liners and say, I want you to say this one. Basically, I did one, I think it was December or November last year, and it will be airing on TV One, Snap episode 3620 on September 20th. And I
Okay.
play a lieutenant in that one. And
Okay.
that role that I'm playing is not just a lieutenant. My best friend is a lieutenant as well, and his three sons are too.
Mm.
And we're like good friends. The dad and I are like, we've been friends. We've been officers in the police force for years. And then
Mm-hmm.
I watched him raise three sons, bam, 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 and he and I are like good friends. So look for
That's
that
the
episode.
that's the backdrop of the story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look for that episode where I play a lieutenant.
September
And
20th. That's awesome.
and then there's another one I did, Fatal Attraction. I can't remember when that one aired, if it has. But I have people who call me and say, Monica, I think I just saw you on television. Or I get a text message. I think I just saw you on television. I've been on TV since I was a child. I was on the Bozo Show. You remember Bozo?
I remember Bozo.
But guess what?
Bozo the Clown.
I was only on that show because of my brother, who was a Cub Scout or
Cub
Boy
Scout.
Scout member,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a shoe competition. So they called me from the audience to be a part of it. So I'm on the
Yeah.
Bozo Show. It was a shoe. Whoever could find their shoes the quickest and put them on, and that was me.
Mm-hmm.
I won me a
And you
free.
did. You won your what?
I want a free pair of shoes.
You're like, oh yeah,
And
you picked the right one.
it was so funny because I want a free pair of shoes, but we couldn't find any shoes to fit my feet because my feet was so my feet are very narrow. I have skinny feet. So I think we ended up going to that old the old shoe store, Family Bootery.
Mm-hmm.
They had a double A, triple A size shoe for me.
Narrow shoes. That's an awesome story, though. You know, some of you watching this have no clue what Bozo, the Bozo show is. Bozo the Clown. Like, what the hell are they talking about?
Right.
Just go Google Bozo the Clown and Bozo the Clown show. It's a very old show, but you know, it used to be entertaining to us back in
I
the
think
day.
it was on ABC or WDC. I think it was ABC. I forgot the station.
Yeah, man, them kind of shows right now scare the hell out of some kids. They scare the hell out of me. You know what I'm saying? Bozo the Clown, you might get punched.
Right. And I did some work. I don't know if you remember Fran Powell from Jelly Bean Junction. It's a PBS show. Fran Powell lived in Tennessee. Now, I want to say she lived in Brentwood, Franklin, but I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, she would always connect with music school teachers from elementary through, I think, 12th grade. And two of the top singers from all of those schools would be selected to put on a huge chorus event. And we would be at a gymnasium, I think it was at Maplewood High School or Hillwood High School. And I was always selected, one of the sopranos.
Every time.
Yeah, Fran Powell, she would be at the center directing all of us, telling when she needed the sopranos to come in and the altos. And it was great. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, I love entertainment.
It's like I could tell you sound like you've done a lot. We getting ready to get into some other stuff too, more stuff. Like you keep stacking on the different types of, you know, we talked about her singing. We talked about her acting in film on camera. We talked about her acting on stage. Now we're talking about, we even talked about her, you know, running track, performing. So, I mean, here we go again. You have an innate ability. You have been blessed somehow with an innate ability to cry on command, so to speak. Where does that ability come from, and how do you think it helps you in your acting career, or how has it helped you in your acting career?
For me, when I read, like, for instance, I have this play. I have a play. You see this? I have a play to do. This is my script.
It's a script, okay.
I read it daily. We won't hit the stage until September. So when it gets to the part of the being able to cry on, people say, "How do you do it?" It's you're in. What do they call it? I'm already fed into the script, the story. So the emotions is just there. I could sit here and make myself cry now. Seriously. Yeah. It's so how do you do it? What makes you do you need no, I don't need I can tear up in my eyes. I can just make it happen.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is something. So
it's definitely a skill.
Clearly,
for acting, it's a real skill for acting.
And if I could go back, I probably would have selected arts and entertainment or whatever for my major.
Yeah, college studies.
I never thought of that being my major because I came from a family. My parents were born in 1937 and I was born in 1967. So you graduate from high school, you get a job, and you move on.
That's how it goes.
And I ended up with a track scholarship. I was lost. I did not know what to do. I could only kind of base that off of my oldest brother. My oldest brother, Tim Hyde, was a basketball star in high school. It was a high school called North High. My brother was fantastic in his ability to play basketball. Um, I didn't know what to major in. I'm good with numbers, but I didn't think about singing and dancing and entertainment as a as a career because I never saw myself at that. But people see it in me, and I love acting. All my life, I would be in the mirror doing this, saying this, whatever, singing, dancing around, spinning around, and then when someone comes to the door, I stop immediately.
Yeah. I can't do this in front of them.
Right.
But that's what you should be doing in front of them.
That that part. I'll never forget my dad when he saw me on my first stage play as an adult in Nashville, Tennessee. That was in West Nashville, Charlotte Pike.
Mm-hmm.
I did a play, and the story was about abuse. And my husband was abusive. And
In the play.
Mm-hmm. My dad came to see it. Yes, my dad came to see the play. And in the play, we did, I forgot how many, we did it for a whole week. It was like several days throughout the week or 2 weeks or whatnot. I had to smack my husband. He wanted me so that the audience
could hear it and make it real.
So he wanted me, he said, Monica, I want you to smack me as hard as you. He had no idea I'm heavy-handed, but I smacked the shit out of him.
My God.
and he came after me like he was gonna, but he like changed his mind, but he grabbed me anyway. But the grab, it was all acting. It was so forceful though, and he looked like he threw me down, but I basically just kind of laid down, on the mattress behind the couch. But he was kicking all of that, and so when it was all over with, and my dad said, Monica, was he really hitting you? He said, for a minute, I thought I was going to go out to the gun and get my pants. I said, no, Dad, he wasn't, but I'm glad you thought that. But no, he really was not.
But that's the point. You're supposed to feel like, oh, hell no, it ain't that. Yeah, that's why it felt real. That's awesome.
Yes, so I was appreciative of that.
You know, to muster up the strength to smack the hell out of somebody as hard as you can, knowing that you acting. But when they tell you, smack me as hard as you can, you're like, you really want me to do that? Because I'm going to do it.
Yes.
It's going might hurt.
It's going to hurt, baby.
That's crazy. That man, I love these stories. But thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes.
Monica, you've also done, we talked about everything, stage and all kind of stuff. Now, you know, to be able to do it, now you're getting ready to do another stage play in Atlanta. And I'm hoping that for you, this one, you ain't got to get smacked up, beat up, roughed up in it, but maybe for you, it allows you to really expand with those lines and that energy and, you know, all of those things. Cause it's a different, I haven't done it in so long since high school, acting on stage, but it's definitely a difference than doing it in front of the camera. You know what I mean?
Yes, it is. I love stage play acting more so better than I do video.
Yeah.
Roles.
You get a little bit of instant gratification from the audience. You get to right then and there when you deliver that line, you get to hear and feel how the audience received it, as opposed to you got to wait until the reviews come out, you know, after the movie released a year later. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. But I love stage plays.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, if you have something to share, you want to share about stage plays, because I'm getting ready to switch it to a different subject. If you got something else to share about stage plays, go ahead.
Well, the one that I'm doing, this one will be in September, and it's a play role. And depending on how well it goes, it might go on the road.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Might become a traveling play.
Yes.
So they're going to do it maybe in a little small circuit just in the Atlanta area, or in one location in the Atlanta area first and see how it goes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're all being paid. I met the the other cast members, and well, just reading the script. Oh my goodness, this play is going to be awesome. It's called Ceremonies in the Sanctuary.
Okay. I can't wait. I can't wait. I want to get. And I imagine it's going to be a multitude of different types of ceremonies. Stage plays don't be calling it that for no reason, man. There's something going on in the church, man.
Yeah. You already know.
I already know. All right, Monica. You've done corporate training videos as well. Tell us about those type of opportunities. How does a person go about landing a role in a corporate training video?
How? Oh my goodness. That's a, like, for instance, which one did I do? What was the one I did? You talking about in the corporate world of it? It's interesting.
Yeah,
It's
just tell us about it.
you have you might be there all day filming one scene or a quarter of that scene, because it depends on the crew, whether they have enough cameras, the right microphones, all of that stuff, the right angle. If it's an outdoor thing, it's best to do it when it's cloudy outside and not sunny, because the sun is going to go down. The shadows are going to, you just have to, there's a lot that has to be done. So you spend a lot of time looking at your script, waiting for when it's time to be on set. And your call time could be whatever, and you might not start until about 2-3 hours later. But that's just how it is. It just depends, really. It depends on what the crew has for the cast. So that's why I said the stage play. Our goal is to do a role, do the play. The quicker we do it, the better we feel.
Yeah.
You know, how long did it take us this time? It's like, but with the other one, just waiting, and they have to make sure you're not too oily or whatever, and all those kind of things.
And I love it. That's the kind of stuff I think our audience doesn't know. Because it is a difference in acting for a TV commercial than it is for a movie, than it is for a TV series or a docuseries or a stage play or a corporate video. All acting is not the same, and that's why I think it's amazing that your resume is so lengthy with all of these different variety of experiences, because you can pretty much chameleon wherever you go and play the role. You even understand the environment before you walk into it. You're like, okay, this is a corporate video. I can expect I'm gonna be here all day. They're probably not gonna have everything ready. I'm just gonna pack my, whatever, and make it do what it do. And that's awesome. And I can see that in a corporate setting. They're not film directors. They're not, they're just a company with an idea. And if they didn't hire a film directing crew to run this training, set up this training video, you got a bunch of novices trying to make it happen, and they just willing to pay you to sit there and wait for them to figure it out.
Or no pay at all.
Oh, that sucks, man. That sucks. That's just me. Corporate training videos. If I ain't getting paid, I don't know. I ain't finna.
And if I'm not getting paid, and it better be good.
Yeah, I understand for film roles, small film roles, or newer audition, little parts that you're trying to, build your resume. I just wouldn't do it for me personally for a corporate training video.
Right.
But I understand sometimes you got to use that to build your resume in that world. If you want to do more corporate training videos, you just need a line item to say I did one. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I was going to say. You hit the nail right on the head, because that is exactly it. Like the movie that I'm doing, that was through my Actors Access. We start filming this weekend, right? Well, I do. I'm not getting paid, but I'm acknowledged, I'm credited, I'm fine with that. That's right.
But Monica, we were just talking about corporate training videos and the difference between that and live stage acting and things like that. And how
Hmm.
when you get on stage right after the play, you're like, man, how do we do? You feel this rush of energy, and it's so different because when you get out there, like you said, you deliver the lines, you instantly get the reaction from the audience. And then when you go backstage, you instantly get the reaction from your peers, the other actors that are in the play
Yes.
backstage, like, man, you killed that part, because they know they've been in practice with you and rehearsals with you, for all these
Hmm.
months, so they know when you killed it. You know what I mean? And that's
Right.
just,
Right.
I can only imagine how that feels. Like I said, I haven't done it since high school, but at this stage of your life, even then, it's amazing that you are still actively pursuing it passionately and still landing roles. I don't want to talk about your age and give away your age, but I want you as an audience to know it doesn't matter how old you are if you have a desire and a passion to do something, because especially in film there's actors that's 90 plus years old still acting, getting paid
Yes.
major roles too. So it's never too late in acting,
Right.
singing, writing, producing, directing, any of those creative ventures. Start revisiting your dreams, man. Y'all go ahead and pursue those things before you
Exactly.
die, before you get up out of here and it get too late and you get too sick and you don't have the ability to do it anymore. Um,
Exactly. He's right. He's right.
yeah, yeah. Monica, I've been following you on social media for about 5 or 6 years now. And like I said earlier, you post a lot of music in your stories. And you just talked about that. But where did that passion for music come from? And that you enjoy so much.
From home. From home. As a child growing up, I was the youngest of three, two older brothers,
Mhm.
my mom and dad. My dad was a guitar player, singer, beautiful voice. Both my mom and dad, they sang in the choir, and I just remember that we just listened to music a lot. The records, lots of dancing, the card parties, and all those kinds of things. The microphone was there. And they were always giving me the microphone. Why do I have to sing these songs? But I enjoyed singing.
Yeah.
Um, What's Going On? I used to sing that by, what's his
What's
name?
going
Marvin
on, Marvin
Gaye.
Gaye? Yeah.
Yes. And it was just a great experience around just being around that. So I was in church every Sunday. I don't know how to play instruments, but I knew how to sing.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's how you get it
that's
now. Yeah.
yeah, and that's exactly where it comes from. That's where it all started with my mom and dad. And probably the only thing I do recall a lesson on was we used to go. My brother and I used to go to organ lessons, and we hated it because it was on a Saturday. We wanted to go roller skating.
I don't want to do this. The whole time, like one of y'all at a time while the other one in the back just wait till it's over.
Right,
I know how
right,
that goes,
right.
man. Little kids, we ain't
Because my
thinking about.
dad was illiterate. He
Okay.
was illiterate, and so he wanted us to, I don't know, we felt like he wanted us to take organ lessons so that we could teach him how to play. He was one of those that
That's
played
even
by
worse.
ear. He was a great guitar player.
Yeah.
He was a
He,
great guitar player.
he might have been illiterate from a word standpoint, but he was probably a musical genius. He probably could read music and understand notes and things like that. But that's
Hmm.
crazy when he didn't know how to
It
play.
was by, trust me, it was by ear.
Yeah. That don't necessarily mean it was on point. Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. Respect, pops. Yeah, he gonna make it happen anyway. So you knew what to sound like and what not to sound like.
Yeah, we used to laugh growing up
That's
at
funny.
our dad, and he knew it because he had a 5 beat count, not a 4 beat
Oh
count.
my goodness. Oh my goodness. I can already tell. You're like, wait, what happened? I was on beat a
He's like
second
that.
ago. What happened, Daddy?
We waited for him. He's stuck. He's stuck. It was so funny.
That's crazy, man. That's full funny. That's hilarious, man. Audience, I hope y'all enjoy these real life stories of trial, error, and success, and maybe a few laughs along the way, man. That's how we do it over here. All right,
Yes.
let's talk about health and fitness for a moment. You still
Mm-hmm.
enjoy training and running, and you are a runner in high school and college at TSU.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us
Mm-hmm.
about why staying fit is important to you and your goals.
Well, a lot of it was how I was raised. Like I said, my parents were born in 37. They were farmers. My mom was from White House, Tennessee. My dad was from Orlinda, Tennessee. And that's like north and northwest. But
Hmm.
White House is north, like one city before you get to Portland, Tennessee.
Hmm.
After that is Kentucky.
Kentucky. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I-65 north heading up that way. So my experience was going to church every Sunday, going to my grandparents' house, which was down the street from the church, the house that my mom grew up in.
Hmm.
Um, while attending church, we spent a lot of time on the farm.
Hmm.
So I knew how to pick beans. I knew we had a pear tree, an apple tree, we had a grapevine. I used to watch my mom and my aunts and my grandmother churn, making butter.
Mm.
My
That's
grandmother running
great.
out there grabbing the chicken. So
And
we
chocolate.
ate a
Yeah.
lot of vegetables. We ate a lot of vegetables. Might have one meat, but we have like 4 or 5 vegetables. And I've always been fanatic about salads. I love salads. Even if I didn't have a plate made salad, we always had lettuce, tomato, and onion
Hmm.
on a salad plate
Hmm.
with our dinner. Every every dinner,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
always had that. So that's my eating habit. And I think a lot of it also has a lot to do with me genetically because my dad was a very tall, lean person. My dad was 6'4", lean, and long, skinny arms, skinny legs. I picked it up too.
Hmm.
And I think some majority of that has a lot to do with our metabolism. We have a very high metabolism. I was told that my BMI is that pretty much that of a 30 or not. What did she say? A 25-year-old. I was like, okay, that was from my doctor back home in Nashville. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, okay. People are amazed about my age when I tell them how old I am, and they're like, "Yo, what? I
Yeah.
don't believe it." So I don't feel like it. I still turn cartwheels and I do round offs.
Wow.
I'm a very busy person. I'm always on my feet. I stretch. I think it's important because you are what you eat. And then on top of that, some of the other foods can make your stomach feel bad.
Hmm.
And I know what to eat. You have to prioritize your eating. A lot of folks like to eat watermelon after they've eaten, and then their stomach is hurting. No, no,
Hmm.
no, 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 no. You don't do that. You eat watermelon on an empty stomach, or let that be the first thing you eat before you put anything in it that has to go through the digestive process. Watermelon does not have to. So
Hmm.
whatever's that, you know what water does?
Hmm.
When it fills up, and the sponge, when you squeeze it,
Hmm.
anything that's in its way, it pushes it out of the way. It
Hmm.
might be painful, and that's
Hmm.
exactly what we're. So I was fanatic about eating my vegetables. I learned how to eat that way from those stomach little pains that I was having growing up, and I said, no, maybe I need to eat this first and then eat that later.
Hmm.
Learn later on in life, nutrition was a top study of mine when I was in college. I learned that we have to eat that way. So a lot of folks don't eat things right. And my mother was a diabetic, so there were certain things that we couldn't eat at home. And I'm not a big sugar fan.
Yeah.
I'll eat some sweets, but I'm not a big sugar fan.
Right.
If I do some sugar, I'm going to drink a lot of water.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you still that is amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Do you still run often?
No, I walk
Okay. Do you walk
because
as a form of exercise?
yes,
Okay.
yes, and I stretch and I do weights every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't worked out in a few months,
Hey,
few weeks.
you've
It
been
gets like that sometimes,
you've been
but I walk.
you've been rehearsing for this stage play, man. You ain't got
Hmm.
time. No.
Oh, I make time.
I know how it
I'll
goes.
be in there.
I
I'll be in there, but I don't want to mess up my hair because I sweat a lot.
Yeah, don't
So
feel
I
bad.
just fixed it.
I'm still trying to get my workout regimen in place. I might look like I'm in shape, but yeah, I got a long way to go.
Right, sound like me.
Yeah, yeah. All right. What is the moment in your life when you decided to pursue your dreams wholeheartedly and ignore the pressures from the outside world that might have tried to steer you toward a different direction?
When I won that award in 2019. And when that happened, that took me back to being asked for photo shoots, and I wasn't a professional model or a model, period.
Mm.
And I think it was let's see, I had my youngest son in 2004. He was 2 or 3. So that would have been 2007. There was a journalist for news and public affairs at Vanderbilt University.
Mm-hmm.
I was an employee, not in that department, but I was an employee at Vanderbilt at the time.
Mm-hmm.
She just pulled me from the side and asked me if I didn't mind being in a photo shoot. She was doing a photo shoot of all the shades of colors from the lightest to the darkest, meaning the whitest to the darkest.
Skin color.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted to show the many shades of Vanderbilt students, employees, the whole nine.
That's good.
And I was selected for that.
Awesome.
So after that, she grabbed me again and said, Monica, I have an idea, this article, and I would love you to be the model. And she said, are you okay with that? I said, sure. And she pulled me closer and said, it's nude. Are you okay with that? I said, sure. It's Vanderbilt. It's going to be she and I in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
The article was titled Living with Healthy Skin. And I showed up I didn't know the title or anything. I just was showing up for the photo.
Mm-hmm.
She took the photos and whatnot and took me when we were all done. I had makeup and all that kind of stuff to put on my face. She said, you don't need any of that. You're fine. I was like, okay. So anyway, so I went in there. I was worried about my skin being ashy and all of that because it was right after work. So I go on in and we finished up. And she said, Monica, come in. I want you to come in here to the camera room. She showed me the pictures and that one position that I had taken, because my face is not showing.
Mm-hmm.
It was just me nude with my head down and my leg was up and crossed, but not. That article got so many great reviews. Wow. And it was a full 8.5 by 11 page of me for that article titled Living with Healthy Skin.
Wow.
that's what opened the door for me, because I had been hearing as a child growing up, aunts, cousins, my brother's friends who are older me pulling me to the side and talking about my skin. So it was the year, I forgot what year that was, 2017, I believe. Another time, might have been 2014. So a photographer pulled me aside. I didn't even know him. I was at a album premiere of a rap artist, and he said, "I don't know you. I'm legit. I just want to give you my card, put my name on." He said, "I please take a picture of you." And I said, "You want a picture of me?" He said, "Yeah, I would love to." He said, "You can. I'm going to print the picture out for you here." I said, "But I don't have any makeup on." He said, "You don't have any makeup on?" I said, "Let me go do something." I couldn't find any makeup because was recovering from having a broken jaw. I slipped down some steps and fell and broke my jaw around that time. So I didn't have any. The only thing I had in my purse was petroleum jelly. And that tube of petroleum jelly I was using for the wires in my mouth, right? He took that picture of me. I was expecting it to be ugly or whatever. It was beautiful again. And that's when I saw what people were seeing in me. And that allowed me to bring this art that God gave me out, perform.
Yeah.
Turn a story into life and just act it out. And I love entertaining the audience.
That's exciting, man. The way the question was, what was a moment in your life when you decided to pursue your dreams wholeheartedly? There were multiple moments that you mentioned, but there were moments where someone fed into you in a way that you hadn't realized about yourself. And when you finally saw what they saw, you're like, oh, this can be something. I can do something with this. And that's
Yeah.
why, I love that story. I love that for you, audience. If you're listening, though, that's why it's so important to speak highly about yourself, to yourself, to look in the mirror
Exactly.
and tell yourself you're handsome, you're beautiful, you're whatever. I have beautiful skin. Believe the things about yourself, even if you got to trick your mind, because the mind is so powerful. It's so powerful that you will engage other activities of your life just because you lied to yourself and told yourself something in the mirror that morning. You'll realize later on that day you'll be in a situation where you have to believe that thing you told yourself and act like it. And then you do, and that just rebuilds the confidence and reestablishes the confidence. So that's a dope story, Monica. I appreciate you sharing that.
And may I add, don't let anyone detour you from your dream. A lot of what I learned about that low self-esteem, because that was my issue, and just discrediting myself. I was teased a lot as a child, as an adolescent growing up, and I know why now. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
That's all. You know what? Man, I would speak on that too, but I'm gonna leave it right there. I was teased a lot too as a child, and I know why now.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
know
leave it
why.
right there.
I left it alone.
Yes. Beautiful, Monica. Beautiful. All right. We're getting ready to have some fun before we jump up off this episode. We've been talking for quite a bit. You answered a lot of questions, man. We learned a lot about how an actor thinks and someone who's so creative. There's so many different layers to you. I want to encourage you, audience, to not judge a book by its cover. Monica
That's
Hyde-Collins
right.
is living example of why you should not judge a book by its cover. You look at this woman, you would not think that she's had all the experiences that she just explained to us. So that's amazing. But Monica, I can't let you hop up in the ride then hop about the ride with us having a little bit of fun with you, revisit your dream style. All right. So we're going to have a little bit of fun today. And if you guys are wondering why I got on this sweatshirt, you know what I'm saying, and I don't have a collared shirt like I normally have on, this is another day where I ain't feel like it. No.
And look how I'm dressed. I'm all dressed
she is
up
dressed for the part.
For the part.
There
Yes.
it is. There it
Thank
is.
you.
And, you know,
Here's Monica.
point being,
Thanks.
if I dress down, she dress up. That's how it goes. You know, the other thing too, man, I just had a little busier day today, so you know I didn't have as much time as I normally have, so we made it shake either way. And that's the power of, you know, once you have other things in. So here's the reason why I brought that up real quick before we get into this game. I brought that up because once you start doing something and you develop some consistency, some consistent habits, some routines, some templates for yourself, so to speak, things become easier and easier and easier. Every time I do this now, it becomes easier and easier and easier for me to do this. I mean, it's easy. It's awesome to just be able to, all right, boom, I'm gonna come sit down. Let's go. You know, before it would take me hours to prepare and set up and anxiousness and nervousness, but you have to work through those things in order to get to this point, right? You have to go through it. So you have to fail in order to move forward. I just want to encourage you, audience, to revisit your dreams today. Don't wait to perfect it and iron it out before you get started. You're actually going to be much further ahead if you make the mistakes now. You know, a year from now, you'll be a much further ahead than if you tried to start at a place that you thought was perfect, because you're going to try to stay there as long as you can, because you spent all this time mapping it out, and you might not need to stay there. You might need to do something different. So anyway, all right, we're going to have a little bit of fun. It's time for another installment of Off Top. Let's get it. Professional acting career started, you spent time blazing the lanes on the track as a runner at Tennessee State University. All right.
Right.
If you know, you know. This fact makes her forever a Tigerbelle. If you
That's
know,
right. That's what Coach Temple said. He said that.
You know. So
that's right.
We're gonna call this one the TSU Tigerbelle edition of Off Top. All right.
Awesome.
Here's how this goes. I call out the name of a person, place, or thing, and in 30 seconds or less, you tell us the first thing that comes to mind, off top. Okay. Got it? Easy as that. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Current TSU women's track and field head coach and Olympic medal winning Tigerbelle, Chandra Cheeseborough.
Mm-hmm.
Off top.
Off top, senior high school, Whites Creek. That's where I met her. That's all I can say. The badass runner, man. I swear, boy. And I came in when she left.
Yeah. So you was a freshman, she was a senior?
She was gone when I came in. Like, she left that year.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I think she graduated that year, and I was there as a freshman.
So
But I got to see her run. Yeah. I did get to see her run because it was the Tigerbelle relays, and I had been attending the Tigerbelle relays since seventh grade through my 12th grade year. Mm-hmm. And I was one of the top 400-meter runners. We ran I was the third or the last leg. It depend on the 200-meter runner, but I was always either the third or the fourth leg runner of the 4x4.
The 4x4.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I know you was you breaking? I don't even want to go there because
I was undefeated in the 400 in the 7th and 8th grade.
That's awesome. It was hard for me to break 400 under 60 seconds. That was tough for me.
Probably the fastest that I was able to run it in was uh, I think 54, 53,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was real shy and bashful about running the 400 and competing with other runners, not aware that I was just as fast as they were. We were all just kind of crossing the finish line like close together.
Yeah.
So I might come in 8th place or 6th place, and I would be pissed because I was used to coming in the first
First and
place.
second, yeah. That's
When I got to college, it was more competitive.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Man, we could keep going on and on. I went to Tennessee State University too. I ran track in high school too. I ran hurdles in high school. When I got to TSU, I was like, yeah, no, I don't know if I want. I don't know if I
Yeah,
want that. I was really good. I came in first a lot. In hurdles. But college run is a whole nother level, especially at TSU. Anyway, let's go on. All right, off top, that was current TSU head coach, women's track and field coach, and Olympic medal winning Tigerbelle
hmm
Chandra Cheeseborough. All right,
hmm
off top, fellow TSU Tiger and film director Howard Bell.
wait a minute, hang on. Keyed,
Mm-hmm.
the movie. That was an all black cast and crew. That was the whole idea of what he wanted to put in place.
Mm-hmm.
I showed up I was called upon by William Jenkins to meet at this place.
It's crazy because I know
To
William
call the
Jenkins too.
weekend.
I know William Jenkins too.
The weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the name of that bar
The Weekend,
on
yep.
Church Street? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not there anymore, but yeah, that's what it used to be.
I showed up and there were other people there. And there were two people sitting at the bar. I didn't recognize Howard Bell until he came over and introduced himself. So when he introduced himself to everyone who came to be a cast member, um, William wanted us to stand up and introduce ourselves once he pointed to us. You know how you feel at the corner of your eye someone looking at you?
Mm-hmm.
I looked over at the bar and Howard Bell and I forgot who else was with him were like this. And then they would turn off. If I looked over there, it's
Mm-hmm.
like, so anyway, William pointed to me and I got up and said my name and where I was from. And he grabbed me. He said, Monica, don't leave. They picked you when you walked through the door. Come here and sit down. I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
That was my first movie.
Okay.
And I cannot thank him enough for that.
Just walked through the door and got chosen right away. You thought, when he's looking at you, you didn't know why, but he already imagining you playing the role already. He's seeing
That's it.
he's seeing it play out already.
And don't you know he still comments on some of the things that I posted when I'm doing. I
Yeah,
appreciate that too.
that's awesome. Shout out to Howard Bell and William Jenkins, two
Yes.
two fellow TSU Tigers as well. All right, this
Mm-hmm.
is the TSU Tiger Bell edition of Off Top, and that was fellow TSU Tiger and film director Howard Bell. All right, off top,
Yes.
the Gentry, aptly known as the Gentry Center.
What's that singer? There was a concert there during my freshman year. Regina Bell? No, not Regina Bell. God, Melissa Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
She had on that. She had that 80s hairstyle and that red dress.
Mm-hmm.
She did a concert there in Gentry Center. Oh my God, it was awesome. I think that was my freshman or sophomore year.
I was going to ask you what year were you in?
That was 85, 85, 86.
Yeah.
It was freaking awesome.
Yeah, man. Concerts in the Gentry Center are amazing. Going to TSU. So, for those of you who don't know, the Gentry Center is the main auditorium gymnasium where the basketball team plays, where they have indoor track meets, is where a lot of
Yes.
activity happens on the campus. And I spent time in the Gentry Center too. I went to a couple concerts in there. I remember when I think I was a sophomore, and it was like Wu Tang and Redman and
Man, I'm sorry I
Apache
missed
and
that.
Onyx. And oh my God, that was
Woo!
a fun concert, man. Me and my boys, we locked arms. We locked arms like this, front and back, and made a little train,
Yes.
and we just started going through everybody and went all the way to the front, all the way to the front.
All the way
Like
to the
if you
front,
knock
right?
any of us down, you're gonna have to knock all of us down. There's about 12 of us. Made a whole train and went all the way to the front. And so like the gate was
Awesome.
right here and the stage is, right up there. And it was a great time, man. It was a great time. We got
That's what's
we got a contact high and
yeah,
everything.
I bet my brothers wouldn't let me go to whose concert? When Prince first came to
Hmm.
Nashville and he at Municipal Auditorium and he opened up for Rick James.
Hmm.
I wanted to go to that concert because I was such a huge Prince fan, and my brother said no because there's gonna be some weed smoking in
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a
there.
lot. Yeah, they was in the gen, and I ain't talking about the students and the fans, but we could clearly see we was at the front. We saw Method and Redman lighting right there. Raekwon the chef light right there, lighting, and he was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, they right there."
I bet.
Yeah, man, that was a fun concert. All right, that was the Gentry Center, also known
Yes.
as the Gentry. All right, off top, TSU Tigerbelle #1, Wilma Rudolph.
My idol. My idol. A lot of people know that I think she was the next to the, she was the ninth to the 10th or the 10th to the 11th youngest child born into that family.
Hmm.
She had every childhood illness that you could possibly get before there were immunizations.
Hmm.
She lived in Clarksville. I used to read about her all the time. I had no idea that I would be meeting this woman,
Wow.
that I would be running her same race, the 400 and the 4x400 meter relay. Had no idea that that would happen for me. I was reading about her in the encyclopedia before I could even read.
Wow. You
Okay?
in elementary and middle school reading. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And end up
It
meeting this
was,
woman.
yes, because we had encyclopedias at home, and I used to pull that book out and just look at her and read about her all the time. But it wasn't until later in life, went back to college, and I there was a had to do a paper on psychological behaviors
Hmm.
and how and compare that to someone who did not get treated well and versus someone who was treated well. Wilma had the measles, the mumps, rubella,
Chickenpox, all of it.
diphtheria. She had chickenpox, smallpox. She had it
Polio.
all. Polio. Polio was the one
Mm-hmm.
that crippled her,
Mm-hmm.
right? But she had a very loving family. They lived in a small house in Clarksville. They ate, of course, fresh food. There was a doctor that was helping her in helping the family from a Harry
Mm-hmm.
on what things to do to treat for that. Then when it was all said and done, um, Wilma would wake up in the middle of the night, and her brothers, her sisters, her mom, her dad would be rubbing her legs.
Mm-hmm.
When you rub your skin, it brings the red blood cells up to that level, which has oxygen in it, and it's feeding the nerves. I
Man.
really and truly believe with that stimulation that she received, the mentality and everything behind that made her become who she became.
Yeah, yeah. You talking about laying on of hands, man? That's for real. That's some real healing for real.
Yes.
Love, real family commitment to seeing that young
Mm-hmm.
lady. As the youngest. I read stories too. I read about Wilma Rudolph, and I'm glad to hear you tell what you heard and know because it confirms that I remember what I read because I remember hearing all those things. That's if y'all don't know, if y'all have never watched a documentary or read a story about Wilma Rudolph, if you ever want to be truly inspired about the power of the human mind and the human body, go read about Wilma
That's the one.
Rudolph. Go read about Wilma Rudolph. You will realize that your mind and your spirit is way more powerful than you can imagine if you read about Wilma
She
Rudolph's
would.
story.
She was. They were told she would never walk from the polio. She had the leg braces on,
Yeah,
but guess what? She would go to the basketball court, take those things off, and play
be
basketball
hooping. Yep.
in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Smith, that's my high school coach. Coach Temple
Simple.
went to Clarksville to one of
Watch
her
her, watch her
basketball
play
games
basketball.
and recruited her in
Yep.
to run track.
She was a hooper, y'all. Y'all don't know. Y'all need to go read about Wilma Rudolph. I guarantee you will be inspired. You will be inspired. All right, that was TSU Tigerbelle #1, Wilma Rudolph. All right,
Yes.
off top, football games in the hole, aka Hell Stadium.
Oh my goodness. Frank Pillow. Frank Pillow was a wide receiver, and he and I went to high school together, Bikes Creek. He
Mm-hmm.
graduated, I think, in 82 or 83.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we've been friends. I've been friends with the family. His sister Beverly, she and I, we graduated from high school together. We went to high school together in Weissman from 9th through 12th. We graduated. And she and I, we still communicate today. Um, but when you mention that, reminds me of Frank Pillow. Um, I cannot think of the name. What is his name? Ed Too Tall Jones.
Too Tall Jones,
Yeah.
NFL Hall of Famer.
Yes. And the not the refrigerator. I can't get his name now.
Dent, Richard Dent.
Richard Dent. That's the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I got to see him. He would come. He would come every year for homecoming
Mm-hmm.
when I was a student at TSU. So it was like super cool
TSU greatness
to
right
see
there.
that.
Legends.
Yeah.
Football
Yes.
legends. Man, football in the whole was amazing.
Yes.
Going to games.
I miss it.
Oh my God.
I miss it.
Y'all
I want
know,
them to build a stadium.
yeah, like rebuild, take the whole,
Re-
gut it out,
redo it.
and rebuild it from the ground up. I know we got,
Yeah.
we need money. TSU
Yeah.
is grossly underpaid by the state. We all know, like most HBCUs are owed millions of dollars by their state,
Yes.
some by the government. But
Uh-huh.
TSU is
You already
definitely in
know.
that bucket, like one of the top, like billions in the billions. Like,
Right.
so that's the reason why our football games are played in Nissan Stadium where the Titans play, as opposed to in the hole, just because of an arrangement that was made years ago when I was there, when President Hefner was over the university.
That
And
part.
I'm talking about we was pissed. We protested on his lawn and everything. They had to, the police had to
I
come and get us
remember the
out.
protest.
Oh yeah, we was
Yeah.
upset when we heard about that. Like, you taking our team from Hell Stadium to Hole and putting them in
It
a
don't feel
stadium
right.
downtown. Now we got to go find parking and try to get. We can't even see our own classmates play. What's going on? And ever since then, man, TSU football attendance has been, a little down, but
Yeah.
hopefully, we're starting to bring some of it back. Hopefully TSU gets back in prominence. Maybe the stadium might energize and excite, a different type of fan base. We'll see. But that was football games in the whole. All right, off top, world renowned U.S. Olympic coach and creator of the Tigerbelle brand, Ed Temple.
Yes, sir. I think it was 2 weeks after graduating from high school is when I found out I received a track scholarship from Ed Temple.
Wow, that's legendary in and of itself. To have a letter signed by Ed Temple say, "I want you to come run track for me."
He believed in me, and it was a quite an experience. I got to meet Gwen Torrance. She and we communicate. You know who Gwen Torrance
Mm-hmm.
is.
Mm-hmm.
And she runs a hair salon here in Atlanta, and she and I have We haven't physically ran into each other yet, but that day is coming.
For sure.
She's good people. Yeah, that definitely um, brings back some great, great, great memories.
For
Oh
sure.
my God!
Ed
I didn't
Temple.
graduate from TSU, but
Mm-hmm.
just the experience there, it I hold to my heart. My
One.
best friend is we ran track together. She was the fourth leg of the four by 400 meter relay.
Mm-hmm.
Maxine McMillan, she's from Trinidad and Tobago.
Mm.
I think she still holds the record in the 200 in the indoor meet in
Mm-hmm.
San Juan.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that name, and the reason I've heard that name is because I did a deep dive study, research. I read all of Ed Temple's book. I
Mm-hmm.
learned. I watched documentaries. I really wanted to. This was about, I don't know, 20, 25 years ago when I started doing this.
Yeah.
I really wanted to know about the Tigerbelles, and
Yes.
I did a deep dive, so I knew about a lot of the time Wyoming Attias, Edith
Yes.
McGuire. True story. Edith McGuire,
Mm-hmm.
who also is an Olympian, also
Mm-hmm.
a medal winning Olympian with Wilma
Mm-hmm.
Rudolph, gold medal winning Olympian.
Mm-hmm.
Um, After college, got married, moved to California. Her and her husband became business owners, and they bought a McDonald's franchise in the Bay Area. I think they own multiple or used to own multiple. My father at one point was involved in the business as well, and Edith. Her name now is Edith Duval. That's her husband's last name is
It
Duval,
sure is.
and they
Right.
know Edith Duval. And this they Edith knew me before. I don't know her personally. Like, I haven't spent a lot of time around her, but because she knows my parents, she knew me before I went to TSU. So she was kind of
That
excited about
part.
hearing that somebody from California was going to her school. And I had no idea. I knew she went to TSU, but I had no idea that she was Edith McGuire. So all of these years I'm at
Right.
TSU, I'm learning about the Tigerbelles. I'm learning about, and I'm hearing Edith McGuire. It wasn't until many years later after I graduated that I learned that the Edith Duval that my dad and them knew, that's the Edith McGuire that won gold medals with Wilma Rudolph. Like, what? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
It is
Small world.
amazing.
And Ed Temple, if you guys don't know, this is why it's such an amazing experience for her to have gotten a letter from Ed Temple saying that he wants her to run track for him. Ed Temple not only created the Tigerbelle brand, but if you look up the history of running, of track and field in the United States, you cannot go through the history of track and field in the United States without running into Ed Temple's name. He was the
That's right.
Olympic track coach, like both men and women, for 2 consecutive Olympics.
Yep.
That
For
don't even
two.
happen. They don't even do that these days. You get one chance at it and you up out of there. No matter how good or bad you do, you probably up out of there. He did it for 2 consecutive
Yep.
Olympics, and I think he
Mm-hmm.
participated in a third Olympic as a track coach.
He did.
That's how amazing Ed Temple was, man. Y'all need to go read up on Ed Temple, man.
And he said, once Tiger Bells, always Tiger Bell. Um, when he passed away, a lot of us Tiger Bells were there as his flower bearer.
Yeah. So
And
like you,
it was beautiful. And Wilma Rudolph, of course, she was deceased, but her granddaughter, who
mhm.
looks just like her, came
Oh, that's
to the
amazing.
funeral.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, once a Tiger Bell, always a Tiger Bell. That's a not a fraternity. That's a sorority, so to speak, of a body of women that it's an exclusive. It's an exclusive body. It ain't that many
Mm-hmm.
people in it, and those are in it. It's a special group because you in there with some world renowned Olympians. That's crazy. Um,
Right.
that's I'm glad to hear that. All right, last one. That was the world renowned U.S. Olympic coach and creator of the Tiger Bell brand, Ed Temple. All right, last one. Off top, the current group of USA female track and field Olympians?
I cannot get her name out. She runs the 400.
Sydney
Sydney.
McGlock. I can't say her name either,
Yes.
but we know
Sna-
Sydney. She on first
Yes.
name basis by now. We only got to say her last name, Sydney.
When I see her out there, trust me, I watch track and field. It's when I'm watching it, especially when they run in the 400. I'm out there running it too.
Yeah.
I'm like running that first turn, because I had a unique pattern of how I ran the 400.
Mm-hmm.
When I would take off good. That first turn, good speed, get down the back stretch, and I would just spread my stride out, just wider and wider. People said, Monica, you look like you just walking them down, and they were trying to get. I was walking them down. And when it comes to that last 110 meters, that was a mental. That race was. The 400 was to me, was the most competitive event in track and field.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because if it was like if you twerk or move the wrong way, it could throw you out. And you better not let your arms get like this. Mm-hmm. If you do, you're losing time. So you have to maintain form the whole race. Don't look back and just keep going. And so, because
it's like a long distance sprint. It's almost like a long distance sprint.
And it is a sprint. It's considered a sprint. Mm-hmm. But because of my long stride, there was one guy, I think his name is Derek. I can't remember his name. He was from Detroit. He came to the Tigerbelle relays my freshman year. I said, "What you doing out here?" He said, "I just came down here to see the gazelle run." I said, "Who's the gazelle?"
Now it makes sense.
So that was my nickname, Gazelle.
That's why I said it makes sense, y'all, because her Instagram handle is Gazelle something and a number. I didn't know. Mm-hmm. I just now it makes sense. It makes sense why that's your Instagram handle.
He said, your stride will be so long. He said, you have the most beautiful stride. You look like a gazelle going down that backstretch. And so we didn't have a lot of video cameras and cell phones and stuff back then. Yeah. So I never got a recording
to see yourself.
Yeah.
So you can only see yourself through the visions and imaginations of other people telling you or taking a picture of a photograph of you and showing you, look, this is what I see. You know what I mean?
Right.
Man, that brings this whole thing full circle. I appreciate you. I appreciate that comment. I appreciate you jumping in the ride with us and taking that journey with us off top. That was an amazing way to end it, an amazing way for you to answer all those questions. I'm so glad I chose TSU Tigerbelle as the topic of conversation because I can tell that it's something that's near and dear to your heart. I figured it would be. So thank you for being even interactive. You got up and showed us your stride. That's dope. That's dope. Y'all see why she landing these roles in these parts. But I appreciate you taking that journey with us. This was so much fun, Monica. I really enjoyed this interview. I really enjoyed learning more about you, more about your past, especially when it comes to acting and even your experience in track and field. Yes. I'm truly honored to have had you here on the platform. This was an amazing time. I'm gonna give you the opportunity at this time, if you'd like, to take a moment to talk to our audience directly. Anything you'd like to share, anything you want to promote, anything you want to say, the floor is yours.
Well, let me just start out with how busy my weekend is. First, this interview. Thank you very much for having me on. Tomorrow, I meet with someone who's here who has seen my work and was ready to put me out there, just like you just did. Awesome. We're meeting to see what we could come up with because he might end up being my manager, my agent.
That's amazing.
And then Sunday, my call time is 4 p.m. for the movie love never fails. So things I feel like are picking up even more, and I'm appreciate of it all. Um, don't let anything stop you. If you audition for a role and you don't get it, so what? Maybe that's not the one for you. Because trust me, there's one out there for you, and it's going to happen. You just have to be patient. And that in me in this business, in this job of it all, I have patience. I'm not expecting it to be this right off the back, and you can't listen to all of the rumors and things that you hear about the field of it because it's all you. It's just that's it, and you do your best. If you don't get it, that's fine. Accept it. Keep moving forward, and that's all I do is just keep moving. And because of that, I've ran into some great people in the business who have led me on and telling me that they see something in me that I can't see. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that, which is another thing I want to share. People like to say they want their hair or they want their look to be this. You don't know what you look like outside of that mirror. Mm-hmm. When you're in front of that mirror, you can only see what you can see. But all the glitches, whatever little thing you do, the people on the outside, we see that and what's inside of you. So when someone tells you that you look fine the way you are, accept it. Because they're not lying.
Yeah.
They're not lying.
That's a powerful word and a powerful statement. I hope that you guys can internalize what she just said. She basically just fed a one-liner of inspiration, a one-liner of motivation that basically says, no matter how you look at yourself, when you see yourself in the mirror, the world sees something similar, but also something different. So
right.
When the world validates you, accept that validation. Don't try to defend it and say, that's not what I am. That's not what you see. That is what they see.
Exactly.
Sometimes
because
good.
You cannot see it.
Sometimes good, bad, or ugly. That is what they see. Constructive criticism goes a long way if you learn how to embrace it.
That's right.
And it ain't always bad. Man, Monica,
and beauty is within. Beauty is within. Okay, it just is.
Yeah.
So just when someone tells you you're beautiful, or they like your look, they're being honest with you. Mm-hmm. Accept it.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. That's amazing. Amazing statement. And I say it's amazing because most people don't think that way. Most people, believe what they believe about themselves, and they really don't want other people to steer that in a different direction. So they stay there. But sometimes you might need that other direction to help you see yourself more than the way you see yourself now. That's growth. That's called expansion. That's called, learning to be more than what you are when you look in the mirror. Like, listen to that. But thank you so much for that, Monica. Where can people find you? If people want to reach out to you, can they reach out? If people want to if somebody sees this and they say, hey, I like her, I want her to audition for this role that I have coming up, how can they reach Monica Hyde?
Social media, just send me a message through Instagram. Mm-hmm. I use Instagram a lot for my career as an actress, aspiring acting. Facebook, same way, but mostly Instagram. So my Instagram name, Monica Hyde-Collins. If you just Google my name, Monica Hyde-Collins, you'll find me.
You'll find her. And you'll see the handle, it say Gazelle something. You remember if you watch this episode, She can run.
1967 one.
She
That's
can
what it is.
she can run. So Gazelle. All
Yes.
right. Monica Hyde-Collins, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. For those of you watching, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. And if so, I want to
Yes.
remind you to subscribe to this channel, to like this episode, and to share it with someone who you know would get something from it. We are excited about what's to come for season 4 called Artisans. So I hope you keep tapping in with us. We got some great guests lined up in the future, and we've had some great guests already. So if you haven't watched the previous episodes, I promise you, we have fun like this on every episode. We laugh, we tell stories. It's, don't judge the book by its cover. If you see the thumbnail image and it has revisit your dreams on it, it's going to be a good episode. So go back and watch it, because I like to bring people on here that are entertaining, that are exciting. They have something of value to deliver to you. They're inspiring to me. And I only bring people on here who I'm inspired by, because I know if I soak up inspiration like a sponge. So I know if I'm inspired by it, someone out there is also likely to be inspired by it. So thank you for being here. We're just a few subscribers away from 200. I think we're about 159, 160, something like that. I'm just pushing for 200 by the end of season 4. Again, I don't really get caught up in the numbers so much. I'm really more concerned about each individual viewer, each individual subscriber. But there is a goal here to try to grow so we can reach more people, so that we can inspire more people. And we can only do that if our channel grows. So please like, subscribe, and share. And lastly, if you know someone who is still in the pursuit of their dreams, you should encourage them to keep going and keep growing until their dreams are realized, because you never know when that dream might be a dream that helps all of us live a better life.
Exactly.
All right. And as a reminder, our shows air each Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for all our people out there on the West Coast. We want to see you again real soon on another episode of Revisit Your Dreams. One love.
Peace.
We out.
Love. All right. All right.
All right, y'all see how these things go sometimes. Sometimes these kind of things happen in the middle of a recording episode. So if you're thinking about recording a podcast, if you're thinking about starting a podcast, just expect and anticipate that it's not going to be perfect. And that's why you should just go ahead and start right now, because it ain't even, this is episode, for me, this is episode like 40, 42, something like that. We still have issues. And that's okay. It's technology. It's human life, real life. And people understand. People don't expect perfection. People just expect effort. Now, if I continue to have the same types of issues over and over and over and over again, eventually people are going to stop paying attention to what I'm doing, because they're like, you're not improving, you're not figuring it out, and I don't want to keep wasting my time giving you the opportunity to, when it is apparent that you're not even seeing what the issues are. But if you see them and you attempt to correct them and address them and do something about them, then maybe they will come back to you and say, look, they're improving. I understand, because I support that person, that individual. So don't go into anything thinking that it needs to be perfected before you start. In fact, the only way you grow is to make those mistakes. No matter how prepared you are when you start something, a year from then, you're going to realize how unprepared you were when you started that thing, but you thought you were prepared.